So here we are. Here's Rich, learning how to skate. He's not quite ready for the Olympics yet, but he soon will be. Of course, my skating was never very much better, so I can't say very much. Now, I vaguely remember this. We were out at Pioneer Village, Black Creek Pioneer Village up at North Toronto. I'm just standing there behind the driver. Okay, now here's Rich starting out on a really big hill to get going, and there he goes. Yes. Oh, a little bit further. That was good. That was good. Now we're going even further yet. Now here I am. I'm trying it on a sleigh. Not too bad. This doesn't look too bad. There goes Rich again. He's really getting the hang of it now. Look at that boy go. Looks like here we're just going down on our butts. Not bad. Not bad. Here we both come down at the same time. Yeah, so here we are, Black Creek Conservation Area, Pioneer Village. So here we are up at the cottage. Gosh, from winter to summer, just like that. There I am. And there's Rich. I think Rich is probably about 7 and I'm about 12 at this point in time. Now there's our old cedar lap streak that came with the cottage when Dad bought it, and then there's a little boat that Jack Wellsman gave me. And here's Rich because he's just gone into Cub Scouts. That's a tenderfoot. Now that's Rich. There's Auntie Ann. Mom. Now they're giving Ginny a bit of a... This is Virginia Wellsman there in the middle. Ginny was a good swimmer, showing off her strokes there. There I am with my yellow face mask. I think I had matching yellow flippers to go with that. I was nicknamed the Yellow Peril at that point in time. Now here's our favorite water toy. It's an old crib with some boards knocked on top. It was mostly waterlogged, so when you stood on it, it sank. And that's Virginia, and the other boy there is my good friend David Holmes, who came up to the cottage a number of times, and there's Mum in there. Dad rigged up, it was an empty oil barrel, and he tied a rope around it and put some rocks on the bottom to give it some stability. And the idea was you rode it like a bucking bronco. And there he goes. There I am giving it a try. There's Virginia. She's trying. She's doing pretty well. Up there, she goes off. Rich had an advantage. The lighter you wear, the more the rocks underneath balanced it. The heavier you wear, the less chance you had of staying on. Now here's all the group from Barrie. There's Andy there. There's Uncle Ian standing on the raft with Tim Welsman, Roger's son. I think that was Andy. He went off it very gracefully head first. I think that's Roger giving it a try. Yeah, that's Roger. As I say, the heavier you are. And I think that's Gay. And there's Lois with Tim again. And there I am giving Janice and Tim a ride in my little boat. That was a fun little boat. Jack Welsman gave it to me. It had a little 2.5 horsepower motor with a steering wheel. And when you're young and light, it actually could get up and plane and move along pretty well. Now this, I think, is Catherine Hellwig. There's Aunt Helen, Mum, and Uncle Carl. And there I am giving Catherine a little ride. And there's Jack and Lolita arriving. They had that was their favorite boat, just to go putt around the island and visit people. And here we are over at the, the Geigers. There's Mom. There's Gord Buck with Philip in his lap. Charlie McAdams. I think that's Cecilia in the foreground there. I mean, there were a lot of kids. There's Izzy. I think that might be not Gord, maybe Gord. There's Philip and there's Cecilia. And there go Jack and Lolita. I can't remember the name of the other lady in the boat there. It looks like Rich and I taking a little ride down the channel. There's a really nice shot of Rich. This is obviously in the fall, probably closing up the cottage weekend. There's a nice shot of Dad, because he was always taking the movies. Don't have very many pictures of him. And this has got to be Boy Scout Apple Day, and that was Rich there in the middle. They all have their decorated baskets to fill with apples. And here's Rich learning to use the electric lawnmower. And believe it or not, that electric lawnmower, that's from about 1961 or 2, something like that, only just broke down about a year ago. Now there's me up on top of the bunkie. Dad did not like heights, so I had to get up there and I put that entire roof on by myself when I was about 14 years old. Now that's me in the front, but I'm not, and Rich in the second. I'm not sure who the other two are. Oh, there's my friend David again. So that's myself, David, and Rich. And there we are on our wonderful raft again. There's Mum. There's my dive. Not very graceful. David did beautiful dives. Hardly a splash. Rich, hey, not doing too badly. Now here are our cousins on my mom's side of the family. That's David Cork and Debbie Cork with Rich. My Aunt Jill. Here I am trying to, terrorizing my young cousin David, threatening to throw him in the lake. There's my Uncle Norm with the pipe in the background there. There's David Cork. And here's Rich. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's got a bow and arrow there, and he's demonstrating his prowess. And I'm not quite sure. I'm towing the raft. Now this looks like a chilly fall day. Now there's Mum with Grandma Daisy and Rich. I'm not sure where they are. Oh, and I remember this. This is down in State College, Pennsylvania, at like a tailgate party at the football game. And there's the football stadium. And I can remember it was Penn State versus Army. Sadly, our seats were right behind the Army cheering section, and as soon as the game started, the entire Army contingent, there must have been 1,000 of them, all stood up. Never saw one bit of the football game because you couldn't see over the heads of all these soldiers standing in front of us. Now, I think that's my aunt and uncle's house in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. I think that's the steps in their backyard. It was a very pretty house. Uncle Ken was an executive at a large open strip coal mining company, and this is the mining site, and that big apparatus you see in the back is part of the huge coal mining dredge. This looks like a Boy Scout church parade. got to be in the wintertime. Looks chilly there, Rich with the swan in the background. Now this is Rich with Janice and Tim Welsman, Roger's two older children. Oh, here I am working on that old boat. Looks like I'm putting varnish on with the spray gun. Boat's pretty rough shape there, I must say. It came with the cottage, so it was bought in like 1932 or something, so it's 30 years old at least at this point in time. Now here I am. I'm a scout troop leader, patrol leader. And here I am leading my troop off, obviously to a camp. Now here's Rich standing in front of the little playhouse that my dad built for him. And he's obviously giving it an upgrade coat of paint. Not sure where this is, but obviously a park. My guess is that's probably at the Niagara Park Commission. They have beautiful flowers and such there. Now this has got to be when we got our new boat. We graduated from 7.5 horsepower to 60 horsepower, which was quite an upgrade. And there's the boat sporting its complete top, which was kind of nice in bad weather, obviously. Now here we're going to attempt a double shoulder lift, with me doing the lifting. David's on my shoulders and Rich is on David's shoulders, and I'm holding the whole thing. There we go. We did it. And that is the end of our movie presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.